Hello everyone, it's your buddy Sven here, once again coming at you with another Warframe video, and today we'll be discussing a build for the Heat Sword. I got a request to do the Heat Sword build, so I'm looking to go ahead and manage that because the Heat Sword is a relatively newbie-friendly weapon. You can get it very early on from a quest, considerable upgrade to the Skana, so I wanted to discuss how to make this thing pretty damn good for not a whole lot of platinum or a lot of grinding. The one thing here, we do have a blue potato on it, or an Orkin catalyst if you don't know the term. That's just because we could double the mod capacity with it. Now, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and discuss the Iron Phoenix stance for it, just because that's the easier stance to get your hands on. If you can get Crimson Dervish, which I threw around somewhere in here, I'm not going to go. You know it right here. Crimson Dervish, if you can get that, that's great, because that will mean that you get to max out Killing Blow later on. If you can't, just use the level 3 Iron Phoenix and you can incorporate all this. First up, we have Molten Impact, which we put on the default line polarity slot that's given to us, maxed out unless stated otherwise for all these mods. Extra 90% fire damage. It's the Heat Sword, we may as well, right? Pressure Point, extra 120% melee damage. This is a must on pretty much every single melee weapon. I can't imagine not using it. I use Shocking Touch as well, maxed out of course, for the extra 90% electricity damage. That means we get the Radiation proc as well. Radiation proc is pretty useful against Grineer, and overall I love it. I think it does something extra against Corpus too. We have a maxed reach, which is an extra 60% range. I always found this to be useful just because swords are kind of short range as far as melee weapons are concerned. So this helps you kind of overcome that a little bit. Next up, we have Volcanic Edge. Volcanic Edge will probably be the hardest mod to get on this list. If you can't get that, you could substitute any 7 polarity mod and you should be pretty good, or 7 mod space mod, or capacity mod that you should be able to, make that work. Extra 60% fire damage and 60% status chance. This thing has a really nice status chance by default, and it goes up to a 32. We have an unranked Killing Blow, which is just 20% damage on channel. That's just really nice, and if you get the Crimson Dervish, you can max it out to a 120. But, seeing as the fact that we've incorporated Iron Phoenix, we can't max it. This is really nice because it can give you that nice extra push if you're not a very power-reliant frame. Fury maxed an extra 30% attack speed. That's pretty self-explanatory. And I have an extra Smite Grineer maxed 30% damage to Grineer, because you fight Grineer a lot in the beginning, and the Heat Sword is relatively good at fighting the Grineer, so why not have an extra 30% damage to the Grineer? Anywho, this has been a quick run-through of how to make the Heat Sword pretty viable in the early ranks. I've tested this build out. It's pretty neato. There is improvement that you could do, but I wanted to make it relatively easy to access for new players. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. If you like what you saw in the video, please leave a like down below. And if you want to hit that big red button down below, I do Warframe videos every Wednesday and Friday, and if you'd like to see those every Wednesday and Friday, please consider subscribing to my channel. I'm running the Nyx Prime giveaway still. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. All you have to do is comment on that video with your in-game name and preferably add me in Warframe. My name in there is Svenrei as usual. You don't have to subscribe to be a member of the giveaway, though, so I just wanted to throw that out there. If you want to subscribe, though, I'm not going to stop you. Anywho, this has been Sven. I'll see you on the next video. Take care.